Hi, hello, welcome to my webinar about top 10 click meeting features to boost your events. I'm super glad that you came. I see by your names and surnames that you are from all around the world, so it's super nice that click meeting is popular in many countries, I guess not only in Europe. So please let me know on chat that you can hear me, you can see me well. And after this short greetings, we'll get through my short presentation. Well, I suppose that it will take around 45 minutes to go through all 10 features. And in the end, I will respond to all your questions you might have. And of course, my team will be very active on the chat, so they will try to respond to all your questions that will come up on chat. Of course, if they will not make it on time, I will do it during the last 15 minutes of our webinar. So let's go through it. First feature I would like to talk about is live transcription. So basically, everything that I say may be written on the screen while the event. So I'll try to show it to you right now. I'll go to audio video settings, and I will find the option which is called enable transcription. I click on. I confirm that I want to turn on the live transcription. Once I confirm it, everything that I say will appear on the screen. So now you can see that it works pretty well. That I can speak English, and English subtitles will appear on the screen. Obviously, we cooperate with all languages which are supported by Google. So it's around 52 languages, as I remember well. If I'm wrong, please, my team, could you fact check me and write it on chat. So what is more, those subtitles, these transcriptions appear on the tab in the chat box. In the chat, you can see public, Q&A mode. Well, you can see just public and transcription. So if you go to the transcription, you can see everything that I've said since last minute written right there. And if you're the host of the event, you can generate this file and save it on your hardware. So maybe you're creating some videos on YouTube, and you need this transcription to upload it to the video. So this transcription may be very useful while creating such a video. And of course, it's if your screen is not big enough and the text is covering half of your screen, for example, always you can move it. You can click it and move it from the bottom to the top to the and then every part of your screen. And also you can go to the gear icon, like next to those, like in the bottom of the just below me. Okay, that will be the easiest way to explain it. Just below me, I think right here you should have the icon with gear settings, and right there with AV settings. When you click the gear icon, you can go to the transcription settings, and there you can set the color of the text and the size of the text. So you can make it smaller, bigger. It depends of what you need, basically. And it covers many languages. I've said it already, and it can be used in the events with the attendees who are hard of hearing. So you don't have to contract any translator with sign language. You can basically turn it on with one click. You have the problem solved. Of course, I can imagine that you're not conducting an event for the like 500 hard of hearing people, but it's possible that out of 500 attendees you have on the event, 3 of them cannot hear well. So they can leave the transcription on, and everybody else, if they don't like the live transcription, they can go to settings and turn it off. So only people who need it will have it. Also, me as a not native English speaker, I prefer to have English subtitles while I'm watching English programs. So we have obviously we have many different accents from Great Britain to USA, Australia, New Zealand, um, or Congo. So I see that you are from different countries, so I imagine you could have such a struggle as well, that you cannot understand a native speaker speaking in English. So those subtitles can help not native speakers as well, because as we have machine learning and neuroscience coming to the world of the technology, now the machine can understand English better than not native speakers or even native speakers from different country. So this is about the live transcription. I hope that I explained it well. So I will turn it off right now, so it doesn't disturb anyone. And let's go to the next slide I have prepared for you. Next topic is keyboard shortcuts. So as you know, like for sure you have been using many shortcuts to take a screenshot or to go to the task manager. Here also you can use the keyboard shortcuts to turn on your microphone, your camera, to start the recording. Basically, when you're on Mac, it's just command slash. In Windows, I think it's Control Shift slash. My team, please correct me if I'm wrong. Please write it on chat how it works. Basically, by this combination of this command slash or Control Shift slash, you can see the model with the all keyboard shortcuts that are available on our room in the webinar room, and by using it, you can do the same thing you do with your mouse, but faster. Obviously, not always we are able to find within 1 second the button for with the microphone or camera on it. And sometimes it's very important to turn off your microphone or camera. Well, of course, we are living in a post-pandemic world, so we all know how to work from home, how it works. Obviously, normally when we are at work, we are not the only person at home. It happens. For me, at least, you have pets, you have children, spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, and they all can make some noise during the very important event. So with this shortcut, you can quickly turn off your microphone or camera so people can hear your crying baby, or they don't see the mess that you have behind you. Like, I'm not accusing anyone of having mess at home, but I know how's it when you're working from home and your office is in your living room. So yeah, it may occur very useful in such cases, but of course, if you get accustomed to that, it can be a thing that make your life easier, basically. And also, using the keyboard shortcuts, you can go through the tools that we have in our whiteboard. When you use our whiteboard to teach, for example, you have to draw, then you have to write something, then you need a cursor to show something. You don't need to go to a specific tool with your cursor. You may only click one button in this case, and by pressing T, you go to text. By pressing C, you go to cursor, and you can switch between the tools extremely fast, and people wouldn't notice even how you're doing. There will be no pauses, so your classes will be much faster, much more efficient, and much more pleasant for your attendees. So this is about shortcuts. I hope it will occur useful for you all, or at least for the part of you. The next thing is sharing files on chat. So now if you take a look at the chat box on your right, there is a chat that you're using. So I know you see it. Below it, you have the type your message box, and next to it you have the smiley face and the next icon that you can use to send a file. So basically, of course, you as attendees cannot see it, but as host, you will have it right there, and it's visible only for your presenters and hosts. So your attendees will not cover your chat with not useful files, basically. But as a host, you can click this button, which is right there, and you can send your presentation to your attendees. I guess that you often have such questions on chat. Will the presentation will be available? You can say it. Oh, I will send you an email with it, or you can set it right away on the chat so that they have it already and they are much calmer. Uh, Also, when you're talking about very profound, difficult topic that you just want to mention, but it's highly possible that your attendees are interested in this topic, you can share the expand knowledge in your files that you use to prepare yourself. Imagine that you're talking about quantum dynamics, and you want to just say three phrases about it. But if somebody is interested in this topic, you can send the article that you have read before the presentation, send it on chat, and they can go through it immediately. And the communication with the attendee is much more fluent, much more easier. So this is about sharing files, but when we are already in the chat, so let's stay in this box. Let's talk about managing messages. So when you have a lot of people on the event, let's say that you have a huge event for 200, 500, 1000 attendees, the chat, especially at the beginning, at the end of the event, it can be a nightmare to go through all those messages. Hello, greetings from Arizona, greetings from Texas, greetings from Paris. These messages can be filtered by your moderators. So basically, you have to go to the chat box and click the options, and there you will find moderation. You can turn it on, and by using it, you can clear the chat. So only a few greetings can be posted on chat, and then only important questions or important information can be right there. But also, if we have many people during the event, your chats can be overloaded with even important messages. So in this case, you can use the pin button. So you can hover over the message and click pin, and then the message will be pinned to the top of the chat. So if the information is so important that we'll have a break at 4 p.m. or the presentation will be sent by email, or there will be very important information at the end of the event, then you can send it, pin it, and leave it on the top of chat. So your attendees will always have this information visible, and they will not ask the same question every 5 minutes when your very important information is flooded with your attendees' messages on the chat. So maybe let's show how it works. I will ask my team to send a very important message and pin it to the top of the chat so everybody can see how it works exactly. And while they are taking care of chat, I will go to the next slide, which is already about meetings, precisely about the bigger number of attendees. So recently we have switched our limit of attendees coming to our meetings from 25 to 40. So from now on, you can host a meeting for 40 attendees. Just to be clear, the difference between webinar and a meeting on ClickMeeting is let's say the webinar is like a stage and the audience. So on the stage there can be only 8 people, and at the audience you can have 200, 500, 1000 people. It depends on the package you have on our platform. So the audience can just write on chat. That's the only way of interaction with the presenters. And the presenters, you can have 8 of them, and then they can turn on the cameras and microphone. And the meeting is like a big table for 40 people. Before it was 25, now it's 40. So everybody can sit around the table and take care, and everybody can turn on the camera, microphone, and we can talk through the topic of the event all together. So everybody have equal rights. Everybody can speak and be visible by using its camera. So this is a huge advantage for our universities. So all the class can enter the room and have and take part in the class. Of course, if you work in a small company, you can host a meeting with your team, your department, or if you have 40 people company, the whole company can meet and talk through the topics on the weekly events, monthly events, and so on. But when you have so many people on the meeting with the cameras and microphones on, it's quite difficult to communicate, because I guess you had already a pleasure to be on a meeting with 30 people with cameras and microphones on. When they try to communicate simultaneously, it's extremely difficult to understand the sense of the conversation. So in this case, you can use our live emojis, and you can keep your camera on, but for example, turn off your microphone and click on the smiley face next to it, and use any one of 10 live emojis we have prepared. You can agree with something, you can disagree with something, or you can just congratulate someone, or you can mention that you have a brilliant idea that you have to share right now. In this situation, it's much easier to communicate because you don't use your microphone all at once, but you can see with the animation, with emoticons, you can communicate faster. So you just see 30 people in the same time, and you can see who agrees with your idea, who disagrees, who's terrified, who's accepting your ideas, and so on. So this sort of communication can boost the efficiency of your meetings with more attendees than 5, let's say. All right. And cool thing is that it disappears after a few seconds, so you don't have to remember about it. You just click it, it shows, everybody sees it, then it disappears on its own. And this is it about live emoji. And also, if you have plenty of people in the webinar room, like let's say again 30 people in the webinar room, and one person speaks for 20 seconds, then another one want to say something for another 15 seconds, then it's sometimes difficult to distinguish which person is speaking. So to make this communication easier, you can go from the gallery view to the speaker's view. So from the view where all cameras are equal size, you can go to the view that there's a speaker, a huge size camera, and everybody else a bit smaller below. So this way, when people are switching in the conversation, but they speak longer than 6 seconds, they will move to the bigger picture, and it's very, very visible for everyone who is speaking, and this view is bigger, so you can see better this person, so you can communicate better, because since last 2 years, for last 2 years, we were communicating online, and everybody know how difficult it is to interact with a person in this super small box in the corner of your screen. So when when this box is bigger, it's easier to interact and have more human-like conversation, in my humble opinion. Next feature is for the people who are constantly on the run, which is QR code. So basically, you can go to the event board in your top right corner, and there you will find the option QR code. So it's quite intuitive. Once you click it, the QR codes to your room will be generated, and you can take your phone, scan it, and uh, your phone will go to the mobile browser, or to the mobile application, and move you to the room that you're in right now. Why it's useful? Let's imagine the situation in which it's 4:30 p.m. It's almost the end of your shift. You're on the meeting, but the meeting prolongs. At 5 past 5 p.m., you have the bus. So it's already late. You need to go on the bus, but you don't want to leave the meeting because it's very important, or you don't want other people to see that you left the meeting before it ends. So in such situation, you can take your phone, scan the QR code, move from your laptop to your phone, close your laptop, put your info into your mobile phone, and continue the conversation on the event, on the meeting, and go to your train and leave your office. And if you don't turn on your camera, nobody even notice that you're out of the office and you're still on the meeting. You can still communicate, and you can be on time at home, so you don't let down your family. And so you can eat warm meal with your family. Not eating alone is cool. So let's go further. Managing attendees, that's extremely useful, especially when you're inviting some people outside your company. For example, if you have attendee from, I don't know, university, it's a specialist that is an expert in its own field, but not an expert in computers. I guess you know at least one person like that, that can talk about quantum mechanics for hours, but doesn't know how to turn on Chrome in incognito mode. So in such situations, it's really nice to invite such a person to a room, and when it's necessary, this you can let this person turn on the microphone and the camera. So let's imagine the situation. We are talking about quantum mechanics. You are a presenter that you just introduce your guests, and you invite your guests as attendees, so they are with the audience waiting for the turn to talk. And when the moment is right, you left click on the name of your guest, and turn on his you give him the right to turn on his microphone and camera. That's an important information. You don't turn on his camera, because that would be not very comfortable for the person that you invited. But you can let this person turn on his camera or her microphone, and this person just give the speech, and when it's done, you turn off his camera and microphone. This way you don't have to provide the presenter allowance, because the difference is, if you left click the person, your attendee, make an attendee, this attendee becomes a presenter, so he can turn on his camera, turn on his microphone, share his screen, use the menu, upload files, moderate the chats, turn on some YouTube video, draw on the whiteboard, or even turn off your event. So this is risky. This is a lot of power, and with a lot of power comes great responsibility. So if this person, you don't consider this person responsible enough, it's better to give him just microphone, camera, not the whole presenter thing. So this feature is very, very useful. Also, when you left click this person, you have the option to private chat. So once you start the private chat with your attendee, you will go to another tab in your chat box. So as you had the public and live transcription, there will be another tab with the name of your guest, of this attendee, and you can start the private conversation to talk privately with this person, which can be extremely useful in some critical cases, I imagine. Also, we can reload the attendee. So with this feature, you can basically refresh this person's page, which is sometimes useful when they don't know exactly how to refresh the page and something doesn't work. Refreshing the page solves 90% of the problems. That's the basic troubleshooting. So if your presenters have some problems, you can basically left click on their name, reload the user, and most probably the problem will vanish. Another feature I wanted to talk about today is layout synchronization. What is it? This feature is in the top bar of your event, and when you click layout, there's an option to turn on synchronization of the layout. Well, what is layout? Layout is the let's say the way that the room looks like. So you have in the middle, on the middle left, the presentation. Then on the top right, you have me, and below me on the right, you have chat. But the AV pod you can pin to the right or unpin and have it in the main window, move it all over the main window. You have the opportunity to make the chat bigger, smaller. And if you want your attendees to see the room exactly the way you see it, then it will be useful to synchronize the layout, and then you can or hide the chat for 5 minutes so they can focus on the presentation, or make the chat bigger because a huge conversation is going on, and it's better to focus on chat than to focus on the presentation at the moment. So you can adjust the layout of your event in the right moment when it's exactly necessary. So you can turn on the synchronization, change it so the your viewers, your attendees have the best way of seeing the event, and then you can turn it off and let them control the layout the way they want. So that's the layout synchronization. I hope it will be useful for you. And next feature is widescreen. It's going to the modern side of the technology. Before it was 4:3, now it's 16:9. So the screen is wider and it looks more professional. And be sure that you're not on Mozilla Firefox because this browser operates on 4:3 screen. So if you need the widescreen, me personally, I prefer to use Chrome. Obviously, on Safari it would work. Mirror view. This feature is visible only for the person that uses it. What does it mean? It means that if I turn on my camera, you will see it always in a natural way. But I see myself reversed. So I can see myself as if I was looking in the mirror. So this feature lets you see the view of your camera differently than other attendees. So this way you can before it was pretty hard to like before the mirror view, you were seeing yourself like all the others, so the natural view. But with the mirror view, it's like the mirror. So if I can see clearly where my my face is, where my hands goes. So when I have some pictures on the wall that I don't want to show to everybody else, with the mirror view, it's much easier to move the camera or move your laptop with the camera to have the right background you need. So that's why this feature is mediocre useful. And my favorite one is edit mode. I personally, in my free time, I teach. I teach science, mathematics. I teach some languages. And edit mode is amazing when you have a big group of students and you don't want people to to interact. Why? Because they are focused on themselves, not on you. If you're trying to teach the group of 5-7 people, you know how hard it is to get the attention and focus of your students. So of course, during the meeting, everybody sees everyone. During the webinar, only the students can see you, which is better because they don't interact and they can focus on you, but you don't see them, which is extremely difficult when you want to explain something difficult and you're alone at home and you're talking to your laptop and you have no idea if they are listening to you, if they understand you, or if they are fine. If you see a person, you can see the facial expression, you can somehow interact, you can have the instant feedback even from facial expression of your students, and then you know if you want, you have to repeat it or you have to explain it better, or you can go on with your presentation. So edu mode is something between webinar and meeting. So you can see your students but they don't see each other, which is extremely useful in the online classes. But not only teaching, like you don't have to be at the university or have your own training products or training company. In any moment when you need to discuss something with your team, but you need a focus, then this mode is useful. That's why some people call it focus mode instead of edu mode. So I recommend using it. It might be tricky at the beginning because it's not natural. It's not something that people use every day, because you have to realize that, okay, I'm a presenter, so I see everyone, but my students can see just me. You have to realize it first, and after a few times, it becomes natural and you cannot live without it. So if you need some focus or you're educating little groups or bigger groups, like 40 people, then EduMode is for you, and you should definitely check it out. And all those features that we have been talking through right now since last 30 minutes, we're focused on web. We're focused on web browsers like Chrome, Safari, and so on. But now I wanted to talk a bit about the application that you have to download first and then use it on your computer. If you have our desktop application, you already know its basic features. You know that the room looks exactly the same. So when you are already during the event, it's hard to distinguish between web browser and the application. However, there are some differences between those two. There are some extra features that make it very, very useful for you. First one is virtual background. So basically, when you're on the browser, it's impossible to use the virtual background. Once you download the desktop app, you can select your favorite background or upload your own one. So we have few backgrounds that are by default uploaded to the app, but also when you scroll down, there's a plus Once you click it, you can upload straight from your computer your favorite photo or logo of your company or whatever image it is. And as we already talked about it, when you work at home and you don't want to show what is in your room, sometimes it may be embarrassing. I wouldn't like to show my room. Then you can set your background. It's much more professional. Nobody sees your children chasing your dog, feeding them with the lunch you were supposed to have today. You have your virtual background. They are focused on you, so your events are more professional, and people are focused on you, so you can conduct your events better, faster, and better. Let's leave it. And also another feature of our webinar, our desktop app is the option of the list of the meetings that you attend. If you use it on a daily basis, I use it at work, so it is super useful for me that I can add some events to favorites. So if I have a daily meeting with my team, weekly meeting with IT, and then I have to go every month to HR, I can star every event, mark it as favorite, and then I don't have to remember the link to this event. I don't have to remember the password. I don't have to remember even who organized it. I just click the room that's called HR meeting, and I just click it, and I'm in. Can I repeat the feature of favorites, right? All right. So once again, with the desktop app, you can have the list of the events that you attend often. So if you have meetings with HR, with operations, with IT every week, every month, every day, and you have to go through one room to another, you can have a list of them. Just click it and enter the room. You don't. Okay, great, Bettina. Good to know that you understand it. So basically, you don't have to remember the password, who's organizing it. You just enter the room, and you have your name and surname already written. You don't have to type it every time. So you enter the room with one click, which is super useful when you have to go to the meetings every day, maybe even a few times a day. And to remind you that the desktop application exists, before entering the room, you always have the invoke that reminds you that you can enter by webinar browser, or you can go directly to the desktop application. If you have already downloaded the application, you click the button desktop app, you go directly from the browser to the application, and you enter the meeting via application. You can turn on your virtual background, and you're on the meeting with one click. So that's how our Invoke works. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, well, we are talking about the events in the webinar browser, in the web browser, and in the desktop application. But now I wanted to talk about one feature which is visible in your account. So when you're entering our website, clickmeeting.com, you click login, you log in, then you enter your dashboard, and there you can see the new add-ons menu, because recently we have modernized the view of our account panel. So basically it's not all the features which are were available on the top. Now it's available on your left hand side with the little icons. I hope that you have already discovered that and you found it useful. But below it, there's a little plus where you can decide if you need some add-ons. So you can buy some parallel sessions, extra presenters. Maybe you need another sub account. So now you can easily get through that button to those add-ons. But also, the last option is individual support services, which is a beautiful word for account manager. So me and my two friends make a team of account managers. We speak different languages, so we can support your webinars, provide you with trainings, explain you how the platform works. We can teach your personnel, and also you can call us during our business hours, and we can solve all the problems you might have, obviously connected to ClickMeeting. So today I had the call from my client that she didn't remember how to edit presenters. So you don't have to Google it, search for it. You have just one call. I respond you, and within seconds you have your answer. So your life gets easier. So in my opinion, it's super nice to have an account manager. So basically, we support our clients in Polish, English, or three of us, and we have a German speaker, Russian speaker, and I personally speak Spanish and Italian. So if you have international company in different part of Europe, for sure, you will find someone that will be able to help you. And I think this is the time to go through the questions that you had. So I would ask my team to go to the Q&A mode and show all the questions that have appeared on chat, and I will be more than happy to answer them. I hope that they can hear me. And all right, so I'll make my self smaller so I can see the question. Is live transcription available also in the recordings? Unfortunately not. It's available live during the webinar, and you can during the event you can download the transcription. So afterwards you can download the recording, and in a special software you can add the subtitles, the live transcription to the video, but not during the record. In the recording, the live transcription is not available. Do we have any more questions? Don't be shy. That's the amazing opportunity to ask an account manager a question. How do I display these questions as a speaker? Bettina, how do I display these questions as a speaker? So basically, first you have to have the presenter right. When if we make you a presenter, then you will see the menu on the left side, and then you can turn on the Q&A mode, and then every question on the chat will be marked as a question, and all the questions will be filtered to the next tab. So in the chat box we have public and Q&A mode. In the Q&A mode you have the all the questions, and you just click publish, and then it appears in the main window. All right. I see that someone is still writing. So let's wait if you might have any more questions. All right, I see that my team has sent you a tutorial how to turn on. So you can watch the YouTube video made by our team. It's quite professional, and it's quite nice to watch those tutorials, and it may be very explainful. Where do I find the file of the live transcription? Basically, you have to go to the settings of the chat and then export transcription history. Once you click export transcription history, you will see three formats: TXT, XML, and CSV. Once you choose one, the file will automatically be downloaded to your computer. But you obviously see it only as a presenter, so you cannot see it right here. But if you go to your account, go to one of your events, and turn on the live transcription, then you will see in the chat settings this option. Good. All right. If there's no more question, I would like to thank you for attention and for coming to our webinar. And if you may have any other question, you can contact us on our live chat, on our email. Our advisors will certainly answer all your questions. We answer your chats in Polish, English, Spanish, Russian, and German. And if you write us email, we'll answer in the same languages plus French language. So don't hesitate to contact us. And one last thing, as a thank you for attending our short webinar, I would like to provide you with a discount code for 10% for new users. So if you want to open new account, or you know someone that would like to start his or her adventure with ClickMeeting, you can pass them this code web10en. With this code, we will have 10% discount for new accounts. Thank you. We have been using ClickMeeting for more than 2 years, and we are very happy. That's amazing. That's super nice to hear. Thank you, Bettina, and hopefully I will see you soon. Maybe you'll brave enough to start your adventure with one of our account managers, or maybe one of my colleagues will answer your question on the chat. So thank you very much for again, and see you on the next webinar.